Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today is Thursday, and honestly, I am running on fumes and way too much iced coffee right now. But I had to get on here and type this all out because my head is absolutely spinning from what we just watched unfold on our screens. We need to unpack this immediately before I lose my mind entirely. And I can't even believe what we just witnessed. I mean, I have been covering this show for a really long time, and I have seen Steffy Forrester do some pretty ruthless things in her day. We all have, right? But this was next level. It was just cold. So cold. And part of me is sitting here thinking, yes, Steffy, get your revenge. Protect your family's company. But then another part of me is like, okay, that was really messed up. That was psychological warfare at its finest. So let's just back up for a second and set the scene, because the way this whole thing played out was like a masterclass in soap opera villainy. Or heroism, depending on whose team you're on. You guys know the fans on social media are already tearing each other apart over this. But let's look at the facts. Steffy didn't just confront Hope. She didn't just march over to the Logan building and yell at her. No, she did something so much worse. She brought Brooke. She literally dragged Brooke Logan along for the ride. And you have to understand the genius and the cruelty of that move. Steffy knew exactly what she was doing. She figured out that Hope was hiding over at Katie's fashion house, and instead of just busting her herself, she decided to weaponize Hope's own mother against her. Steffy physically blocked Hope at the door of the Logan building. Just stood there, blocking the exit, trapping Hope in her own web of lies. And then she stepped aside to reveal Brooke standing right there behind her. Just brutal. Absolutely brutal. Short punches to the gut, one after another. And the look on Hope's face. Oh my gosh, Annika Noel acted her heart out in this scene. She looked like an absolute deer in headlights. You could see the exact second her soul left her body. Because it wasn't just that she got caught, it was who she got caught with. Steffy made sure that Brooke got a front row seat to see Hope standing side by side with Deke Sharp. Let's talk about Deke for a second, because this is where it gets so messy. Brooke absolutely despises Deke Sharp. She has never trusted him, she has always looked down on him, and she has always considered him to be this inexperienced, unworthy amateur who has no business being anywhere near a high-end fashion line. A few episodes ago, Brooke actually thought Deke was just a decoy. She thought he was just some kid Katie hired to run errands or whatever. But seeing him there, at the door with Hope, standing together like partners, the realization just washed over Brooke's face in real time. Brooke realized in that split second that her daughter hadn't just lied to her. She had actively chosen to partner with a guy that Brooke can't stand. And Steffy wanted Brooke to see exactly that. Steffy wanted Brooke to see the reality of Hope's betrayal in the most visceral, undeniable way possible. And then came the confession. Hope couldn't hide anymore. There was no screen to duck behind this time. There was no Liam to run interference. It was just Hope, backed into a corner, forced to look her mother in the eye and say the words out loud. She admitted it. She admitted that she left Forrester Creations. She admitted that she defected to Logan. She admitted that she is the mystery designer and that she's launching her own line to compete directly with Eric's Haute Couture show. Honestly, watching Brooke collapse in that moment was hard to watch. I mean, Catherine Kelly Lang gave us everything. Brooke didn't just get angry, she emotionally collapsed. She looked like her entire world had just shattered into a million pieces right there on the pavement outside the Logan offices. All the lies, all the deception, all the times Hope looked her in the eye and played dumb over the last few weeks, it all came crashing down on Brooke's head. And while Brooke is literally falling apart, having this massive emotional breakdown over her daughter's betrayal, what is Steffy doing? Steffy is standing there watching, triumphantly. I'm not even kidding, the smirk on Steffy's face was chilling. Jacqueline McInnes would played it so perfectly. She didn't even have to say a word. Her eyes were just dancing with victory. She stood there and watched the Logan mother-daughter duo fracture and break right in front of the headquarters of their rival company. It was like Steffy was drinking in the drama, just feeding off the destruction of the Logan family bond. But you know, the more I think about it, the more I realize how incredibly calculated this was. This wasn't just a spontaneous confrontation. This was a targeted psychological blow. Steffy's ultimate goal here wasn't just to expose Hope, it was to completely isolate her. Think about it. By bringing Brooke and forcing Brooke to be the one to absorb this betrayal firsthand, Steffy effectively severed Hope's strongest emotional tie. Hope has always relied on her mother. Brooke has always been Hope's biggest cheerleader, her biggest defender, the one person who would go to bat for her against Ridge, against Steffy, against anyone. But by orchestrating this specific reveal, Steffy made sure that Brooke couldn't defend Hope this time. Steffy made sure that Brooke was the victim of Hope's lies. It's actually brilliant. Evil, but brilliant. Steffy isolated Hope completely, because now who does Hope have left? She doesn't have her mother, she doesn't have Forrester Creations. She doesn't have Zende or the team she built. All she has left is Bill Spencer and Katie Logan, and let's be real, Bill and Katie are using Hope. They are using her name, her brand, and her talent to stick it to Forrester Creations. They don't care about Hope's family dynamic. They just care about the bottom line and winning the fashion war. So now Hope is trapped on this island with Bill and Katie completely cut off from her real family. Which brings me to the absolute craziest part of the episode, the ultimatum. Brooke was so devastated, so deeply hurt by the betrayal, that she looked at Hope, her golden child, the daughter she has protected for years, and she delivered an ultimatum that made my jaw drop. Brooke told Hope that if she doesn't stop this right now, if she doesn't walk away from Logan and Deke Sharp, she will cut ties with her entirely. Brooke threatened to cut off her own daughter. I actually had to rewind the episode to make sure I heard that correctly. Brooke Logan, the woman who preaches about family and forgiveness and grace, is threatening to disown Hope over a business decision. Okay, a very messy, deceptive, backstabbing business decision, but still, it's fashion, it's dresses. Maybe I'm being too harsh on Brooke here. I get that she's hurt. Hope lied to her face repeatedly. Hope let Brooke go on and on about getting her the co-CEO spot. Let Brooke fight with Ridge. Let Brooke look like a total fool, all while secretly planning to launch a rival line. That stings. That really, really stings. But to threaten to cut ties, that is huge. That is a line you can't uncross once you draw it. And honestly, part of me is sitting here thinking about the sheer hypocrisy of Brooke Logan. Hasn't Brooke made a million mistakes in her life? Hasn't Brooke betrayed her family members, her sisters, her husbands over and over again? And she always expects forgiveness. She always expects everyone to just understand that she followed her heart or whatever. But the second Hope makes a selfish choice, the second Hope decides to prioritize her own career and her own creative freedom over the Forrester family loyalty, Brooke is ready to throw her away. It's crazy. It really is. But then again, you have to look at the pressure Brooke is under. She is married to Ridge. Ridge is already furious about this whole Logan fashion show stealing the spotlight from Eric's big comeback. Ridge is going to be out for blood. If Brooke doesn't take a hard stance against Hope, Ridge is going to look at Brooke and wonder whose side she is really on. Steffy knows this too. That's another reason Steffy brought Brooke to the door. Steffy is forcing Brooke to choose. Are you a Forrester wife, or are you a Logan? By making Brooke witness the betrayal with Deke Sharp, Steffy forced Brooke to align with Forrester. It's a checkmate move. Steffy outplayed them all. And what about Hope? What is going through her head right now? She finally took a risk. She finally stepped out from under Steffi's thumb. Let's not forget, Ridge just promoted Zende to lead designer of Hope for the future without even consulting Hope. A few episodes ago, Ridge just handed her brand over to Zende because Thomas was out of town. Hope had absolutely zero creative control at Forrester. She was basically a glorified mascot for her own line. So can you really blame her for leaving? Can you really blame her for going to Katie, who actually promised her autonomy? I don't think so. I really don't. Hope made the right business move. But she made it in the worst, most cowardly way possible. She should have just walked into the CEO office, slammed her resignation on the desk, and walked out with her head held high. Instead, she sneaked around. She hid behind screens in Katie's office. She used Deke as a decoy. She lied to her mom. And now she is paying the price. The look of sheer panic on Hope's face when Brooke threatened to cut her off. It was heartbreaking because Hope is a people pleaser. She wants everyone to be happy. She wants to be the successful independent businesswoman, but she also wants her mommy to be proud of her. And now she realizes she can't have both. Steffy made sure she can't have both. And where the heck is Liam in all of this? Liam has been pushing Hope to go to Logan this entire time. He's been in her ear, telling her to take the leap, telling her that Bill and Katie will take care of her. But I highly doubt Liam expected Brooke to completely disown her over it. Liam is going to have to do some major damage control here, but honestly, I don't think Liam has the emotional intelligence to fix a mother-daughter rift this deep. He's probably just going to stand there looking confused, like he always does. Sorry, that sounded dramatic, but you get what I mean. Liam is useless in a crisis like this. And we haven't even talked about the fallout for Deke Sharp. Poor Deke. He's just trying to design some cute clothes, and now he's caught in the middle of a Forrester-Logan blood feud. Brooke glaring at him like he was a piece of trash on the bottom of her shoe. That's going to leave a mark. Deke is going to feel the pressure now more than ever. If his designs flop, Hope lost her mother for nothing. The stakes for this Logan fashion show are astronomically high right now. I just keep going back to Steffi's face. That smirk, it's going to haunt my dreams. She didn't yell, she didn't scream. She just let the silence and the betrayal do the work for her. She let Brooke's broken heart be the weapon that destroyed Hope's confidence. It is so dark, it is so twisted, and I am absolutely here for it. Because let's be real, the show has been needing this kind of high-stakes drama. We've been circling the drain with these repetitive arguments in the CEO office for months, but this, a public confrontation at the door of the rival fashion house, a mother threatening to disown her daughter, a sister-in-law orchestrating a psychological hit. This is classic bold and the beautiful. This is the stuff we tune in for. I don't know how Hope recovers from this. She is backed into a corner. If she backs down and begs for Brooke's forgiveness, she loses her line, she loses her dignity, and she proves Steffy right. She proves that she is weak and can't survive without Forrester Creations. But if she pushes forward, if she walks through those doors with Deke Sharp and launches Hope by Logan, she loses her mother. She loses her family. She becomes a pariah in the Forrester world. It's a lose-lose situation, and Steffy designed it that way on purpose. I'm exhausted just thinking about it. My brain is fried. I need to go lie down and process all of this. What do you guys think? Is Brooke completely out of line for threatening to cut ties with Hope? Or is Hope getting exactly what she deserves for lying and sneaking around? And what about Steffy? Is she a mastermind defending her family, or has she crossed the line into pure cruelty? Let me know in the comments, because I need to know I'm not the only one losing my mind over this episode. I'll probably be back tomorrow with another rant once the fashion show actually starts and Eric Forrester realizes his couture line is being overshadowed by this absolute circus. Until then, I'm going to go drink some water and try to calm down. See you guys later.